You can influence your entire family. I remember a father, he was transformed. When the daughter talked to the father, the daughter said, "Daddy, you love us. Please, take care of mommy. Take care of the family." You see, the father was thinking of divorcing the family. You have tremendous influence. How? How do you influence people? Everybody? Build positive relationship. Jesus was a master in influencing people. Look at his style. Let's read this together. Mark 3:14. He appointed 12 so that they would be with him and that he could send them out to preach. Notice the style of Jesus. He wanted to spend time with the people in order to develop what? Relationship. He developed relationship with the 12 so that they in turn can impact others. In CCF, we believe in small groups. We believe that for me to influence our pastors, I need to meet with them regularly. For me to influence my D12 members, I need to spend time with them. I need to have relationship with people. You cannot influence people effectively if you don't have relationship. What's the message today? One more time. Build positive relationship. So how do you do that? Would you like to learn? Well, first of all, let me tell you. Why? First, before I tell you how. Another reason why you need to build positive relationship is very simple. Biological relationship does not equal good relationship. Example, let's look at David. Let's read this together. The king said, "Let him turn to his own house. Let him not see my face." So Absalom turned to his own house, did not see the king's face. Absalom lived 2 full years in Jerusalem and did not see the king's face. Now, how many of you know the story of Absalom? Absalom was the son of King David. Absalom committed murder. He murdered the half-brother. He killed one of the sons of his father. In other words, Absalom was in big trouble. He ran away from home. He stayed in a foreign country for 3 years. After 3 years, he was sent back. When he came back, this is the story now. The king said, "I don't want to see his face." The Bible tells us Absalom went back to his hometown, Jerusalem. He lived 2 full years without seeing the king. Question: do they have relationship with the father? Yes or no at this point? Yes or no? Why are you not answering? I know why you are not answering. Because you are afraid that I will laugh at your answer. Can I tell you something? Did he have biological relationship? Yes, father. Did he have relationship heart to heart? No. In fact, David did not spend time correcting, mentoring Absalom. What's my proof? Just because you're the father does not mean you can influence your children. Here's the proof. Let's read this. Absalom sent for Joab. Now, who is Joab? Joab is the commander-in-chief of David's army. The son cannot go directly to the father. The son had to go through a mediator. Very sad when your children cannot speak directly to you. This is what happened. Then he sent a second time, but Joab would not come. Verse 30. Therefore, he said to his servants, "See, Joab's field is next to mine. He has barley there. Go and set it on fire." Joab arose and came to Absalom at his house and said to him in Tagalog, "Bakit mo sinunog ang palayan ko? Why did you set my field on fire?" Now, let me ask you a question. Why? Parents, are you listening to me? When you don't have good relationship with your children will do crazy things to get your attention. This boy was spoiled. Why? If you have good relationship with your parents, the values of the parents will be passed on to the children. If you don't have good relationship with your parents, the values will not be passed on. What they value, you will reject. Classic case, Absalom. Look at the next verse. Absalom answered Joab, "Behold, I sent for you. Come here, that I may send you to the king to say, why have I come from Jeshurun? It will be better for me still to be there. Now therefore, let me see the king's face. If there is iniquity in me, let him put me to death." Notice, he's longing for relationship. He's longing to be accepted by the father. He would rather die. And there are many teenagers today. They want relationship with their parents. But the parents are so busy. Perhaps David was so busy being king. He neglected his own family. That's possible. Look at the next verse. When Joab came to the king and told him, he called for Absalom. Thus he came to the king, prostrated himself on his face to the ground before the king. And the king kissed Absalom. Were they reconciled? Yes or no? You know, I realize you can be reconciled externally, but the heart is not connected. David did not build a bridge to the heart of his son. That's why in the next chapter, you will see what Absalom did. Absalom led a rebellion against the father. Absalom staged a coup d'etat. Absalom went so far as to be willing to kill his own father. What's my point? If you don't build relationship, you won't have influence. And that influence will erode. It will erode so bad that even someday your own kids can turn against you. May not be physically, but in the heart. They will turn against you. And I've seen this with my own eyes. I've seen many parents, they cry. They tell me, "Peter, I don't understand. My kids used to listen to me. How come now they don't listen to me?" I will tell you why. You have not changed your method of influencing your children. You keep on insisting what? Size, power, position. You have eroded the relationship. I'm going to teach you how to develop positive relationship. Would you like to learn? All right, everybody? This is called the 3 C's. Number 1, connect. Number 2, communicate. Number 3, compliment. You build positive relationship. Everybody, look at me. What is the message today? Build positive relationship. Just remember this. Build positive relationship. One more time. How do you do it? After telling you why, because you are the greatest influence in the lives of your children, provided you have relationship. Now, how do you do it? Number 1, connect. Number 2, you got to communicate. Number 3, you got to compliment. Now, listen to me. What do I mean by connect? When my children were growing up, I developed relationship by spending time, by listening to them, by talking to them. Here is the key verse I'd like you to understand. Let's read this together. Fathers, do not provoke your children to anger, but bring them up in the discipline and instruction of the Lord. Notice the command. You have a negative one. Do not provoke. In other words, you got to build a bridge. Do not destroy the bridge. Because when children are born, you have a natural bridge. It's called size and position.